Coming to you live from my apartment, it's Rob Has a Podcast. And now here's the guy who will never, ever take your machete. I am Rob Cesternino. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to our feedback show for episode number 4. And we are blessed today because we have an amazing guest here with us to talk about what's happening in the world of Survivor. Please welcome back the co-host of the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, RHAP. The great Maggie Morgan is here. Maggie, how are you?
Hi, Rob. Hi, everybody. I am great. I'm so excited to be here chatting with you about the season. I'm glad that we have a fun episode this week to talk about. Not going to lie, it's been feeling like a bit of a dry spell here for Survivor 43, but I did think that this week's episode was fun.
Yeah, good.
And exciting.
Yes, exciting and new, like the Real Love
Mm-hmm.
Boat. And so I'm
Mm-hmm.
excited to talk here with you about everything that's going on. And yeah, a little bit of a slow burn in the first few episodes of Survivor 43, but that just means it's the roller coaster and we're going up. Like Marianne said, it's like a roller coaster, and at some point this thing is gonna go over and things are gonna be moving quickly. So a lot to talk about then. But Maggie, I'm always excited when we get the chance to talk because I really feel like that you especially appreciate the characters of reality
Yes.
TV. And we have a lot of fun ones to talk about.
Yes. And Rob, I feel like you get me. You really do. You understand what type of person I'm looking for.
Hmm.
I'm looking for somebody who, when they're on my TV screen, I'm wondering the whole time where on earth casting found them and
Yeah.
thanking them that they are now coming to me on my couch to enjoy whatever shenanigans they're doing, because that's all I want. I don't want people. I mean, of course, you want people on TV you identify with, for sure. But for the most part, I want people on my television that I cannot believe are just full face saying these things on television and believe
Yep.
them.
Yep. It's
You
one of my
know?
favorite things about these shows also. So I
Mm-hmm.
always admire the detail that you pay to so many of these great characters through the history of reality TV. So this will be fun to talk about here today. The Survivor Feedback Show, I try to make it as interactive as possible right now. We're live on Twitter Spaces. We can take calls from people on Twitter Spaces. We can also take calls from our patrons as well in the Roberts Podcast Facebook group. We posted the link to get to the green room to talk to us. We've got voicemails from the listeners, questions. Of course, you can send us questions in the chat here as well, here on YouTube. So we try to make this as interactive as possible. The last couple of weeks, you never know who's going to stop by also. So
Exciting.
it's that's why we do it Friday night. This is like happy hour.
Yeah, for sure. Rob and
Mhm.
I both have no friends. So, hey, come hang out with us?
Yeah. Okay. All right. So we've got a lot to go through. Now, today, I had the chance to talk to Lindsay, who was voted out this week. First time ever that we had the exit interview on a Friday. I'm assuming that Lindsay must have had like work on Thursday, and got the chance to talk to Lindsay. And she broke down a little bit more of what was going on. And, to the show's credit, she said that it really was her paranoia that ultimately did her in on the show. I had wondered, like, this seems a little weird to me. But
Mhm.
she said that, people, I guess her name was floating out there. And then ultimately she feels like that maybe, getting a little panicky about the whole situation was what kind of sealed the deal for her.
Yeah, and I really get Lindsay. Like when I was watching, I don't function well when I'm hungry, when I'm tired. I know like my nerves would be shot out there. And I could absolutely see myself doing what she did and just completely freaking out and not being able to handle my emotions. Because I think if you're a really emotional person already, when you get out on the island and you don't have all those barriers that help you sort of like center yourself, like food and water and shelter, that
Hmm.
just sort of, do you see a connection with that, Rob? Like, because I don't think, would you classify yourself as like an overly emotional person in your life, or no? Are you usually somebody who can stay pretty emotionally steady?
I would say I'm probably not overly emotional,
Uh-huh.
but like I definitely like can feel like when I am not at my best, like I definitely
Mhm.
feel like that things will get to me that probably under better circumstances, I think I would be able to like not get as much in a tizzy.
Yeah. Well, but that's why I asked because you did great on Survivor. So
Uh,
I was like, I bet you that you're
Maggie,
somebody
come
who can
on.
Well, I
Hmm.
would not. It's well documented. Any Survivor podcast I've ever been on, I would suck at Survivor. But like because that's my question because I feel like for a lot of people, they go on Survivor and they're like, wow, actually like I'm thriving out here. I can really handle myself well. And then there are people who get out there and they're just like I don't even know who that person is when they watch it back
Yeah.
because they're just completely unraveling out there, you know?
Hmm. Yeah. And for Lindsay, I think she said that she felt like she played like a pretty strong game for 9 days, and then ultimately just things came apart. I do wonder if there is some sort of like a nature of Survivor players to scramble at the last minute, where Coco had been so successful. It seems as though Gio was going to be the first player voted out of the tribe, and then I wonder if it's just something about like, okay, oh, it's tribal council day. All right, now like we got to change it up at the last minute.
Like it's time to play, so let's play.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I don't know. I imagine though, there are certain people who I was like, okay, Carla's safe, for sure.
Yeah.
Ryan's safe for sure. Like they just need him. Like
Hmm.
every single challenge, I feel like I'm just watching Ryan beast the crap out of the challenge. He's so good at the
He's so
challenges.
good.
And if I was on Ryan's tribe, I would be like, Ryan cannot go anywhere. Otherwise, you guys are fools. So I was like, Ryan is definitely staying.
Mhm.
Um, so I was sort of like, okay, so there are a couple people who, it's in flux. And I do think that if I was in Carla's position and I had an ally who I'm like looking down the rest of this game, we're going to merge with five. Like, I want to make sure, like, the goal, right, is to not lose anybody else. I want to merge with five. Are you going to be a liability for me? And I do think that I really understand that decision. And I know that you and Steven have talked so much about, like trying to put herself in a better position than her other tribe member. Oh gosh, what's his name? Uh
Uh, James?
James. Yes, sorry. I was going to say
Yes.
Josh, but I knew that that was wrong. I knew that like about her trying to put herself in a better position than James.
Mhm.
But I also think that it just also comes down to the fact that like I don't want to have to manage somebody when we get into the weeds here. Like
Yeah.
that is a lot of work, you know?
Well, I don't even know if that was an accurate read. That was my theory, but in talking with Lindsay, I felt like that she kind of shot down what I was thinking about how this was really, Carla's move against James. From what I was understanding from Lindsay, I almost feel like that. Yeah, Carla was okay with it, but also I think that maybe that James also was, very on board with the move, and it wasn't necessarily
Mhm.
something that was against his will. So I really thought of this as like Carla masterminding this, but it seems like that was not so much directly the case.
And I understand like that Carla and James were both like, yeah, Geo is bossing us around. That's annoying.
Hmm.
But if you are working with someone who thinks they have so much power over you that they can just boldly boss you around, like that's hubris. And that's someone actually that you can work with pretty easily because you're always going to know where they are, like their hubris that they think that they have such a strong hold on
Hmm.
you that they're willing to do that. I think that you're at least safe for a couple of rounds, with them.
Mhm. Another
That's my
takeaway that
truth.
I had, from talking with Lindsay, where I think we thought, okay, oh, Coco, they're rock solid. That's a six. They're going to be strong. It sounds like there are some fractures in that
Mhm.
group, specifically that it doesn't sound like that Geo is necessarily getting along great with the group as a whole. And I think that he could be somebody when if he makes it to the merge, that he
Mhm.
could be somebody who is likely to flip. I also think that it is likely that he could be the next person voted out if Coco goes back to tribal council.
Okay, interesting. And I did want to talk to you about, because we talked a little bit before the show. I just think it's so
A little bit.
fascinating. Yeah, a little.
We
The
we
so
saved the
fascinating.
best stuff for you all.
Literally, I was like, I'll save it for the pod. But I just feel like I could talk about this for forever because it's so interesting in this three tribe format about how everybody wants to merge with certain numbers on certain tribes.
Yep.
The way that the red tribe is like helping the yellow tribe in the challenge to try to get Coco
Mhm.
to lose a member because they're worried about them merging at 6. And yet, like you and Steven pointed out, like usually the people who don't get to go to tribal council are like rearing to play once they reach the merge. And I just think it's so fascinating, this idea of the intentional mat sing, that like maybe if you're really down in numbers, like let's just cut ourselves off at our knees to the best of our ability and go in being like the littlest threat
Mhm.
possible to be picked up. I think that this three tribe dynamic, and I all I know is I feel like they played it wrong this
Yeah.
episode.
Well, I think one of the things that's interesting is to factor in sort of like, okay, well, now it's the 26-day game. And so
Mhm.
I wonder if like tribe loyalty, like, do people even care about tribe
Mhm.
loyalty? Of like, yeah, you start with these people, but you get like 5, 6 days into the game, and now we're up to 9 days. How many players are already like thinking about like, hey, well, we're merging in 4 days. And so
Mhm.
I don't know necessarily if it's like, in the old school Survivor, you're with your original tribe for a longer period of time, and so maybe those bonds are stronger. And I wonder if people have their eyes a little bit more set on like what comes after the original tribes. Now we're not going to swap, so you do spend a lot of time with them, but I think that the players are so ready to go, that I think they are thinking a lot about like what they're going to do after the merge, and those tribe loyalties. I wonder if they even really take hold.
Yeah, but they seem to matter so much, like the way that these people are making their game plans moving forward. That like they're like,
Hmm.
we got to get Coco to lose a member so that they are not so strong when we go into the merge. But I'm I agree, like, huh? And,
Hmm.
also to just in front of everybody boldly help another tribe, like that, like Steven said on the know-it-alls, I thought that it was very astute what he said, that, like, that might not gain you a lot of, you know, goodwill, but it will gain you a lot of animosity. And I could see myself, if I'm mad enough and hungry enough, going into a merge situation and being like, screw Noelle. She targeted us. I want her gone. And like, it doesn't even matter what she has
Yeah.
to say about it. Like, I could see myself being that person who then is tunnel vision and has a ton of animosity towards those people.
Yeah, it was interesting that in the first challenge of the episode, that we saw where when Vesi won the challenge, there's like a very small moment where when it's like Owen and Sammy are like walking back past Dwight, and I think that they're like motioning to Dwight, like they're giving him like a
Mhm.
signal of like shooting baskets of like that he was the
Mhm.
person that won the challenge. And it seemed like that they were sort of like, hey, signaling like, hey, like we can't wait to work with you. Like that's a
Mhm.
small gesture, but it seems like that they showed us that because I think that like the Vesi and Baka, like they're trying to will this into
Mhm.
existence. And then it did pay dividends when Baka was struggling, and then Vesi, that sort of like, hey, we're cool with you. That moment sort of did pay off for them.
My question is, okay, so they're set up this way at
Mhm.
the challenge. If it had been switched and Vesi had been on the far end and Coco had been next to them, would they have helped Coco? Were they just helping them because they were close to them? Like I don't know. And I do think that it's really interesting that you point out that Owen and who else did you say
I
were
thought it
doing?
was
Oh,
Owen
Owen
and
and
Sammy. I have to
Sammy
go back and take a look at the moment.
were
Yeah.
were motioning to Dwight because, you know, that probably meant a lot to Dwight. Like, how old is he?
Mhm.
He's 19. He's a Survivor super fan. Like,
I
he
think
won the
I think
challenge.
he's 21 or
Oh,
22.
sorry.
Sammy is 19.
Young. He's super
Yes.
young. He's the youngest person on his tribe, it seems. And so that would mean I would assume that would mean a lot to him that like these guys on the other tribe like know that he pulled that one out and like they're nice and cool and like I would assume that they had the right read sort of on Dwight that like that would mean a lot to him. I think that
Mhm.
that's interesting.
Yeah. Okay. And Leslie in the chat tells us, so Sammy motioned to Dwight. So the
Oh.
the young people were
Mhm.
really like signaling to each other. So yeah,
Mhm.
it seems like that there's some sort of like bond there. And I wonder if, we see like some of these a younger player all make the merge. I wonder if that's going to be a connection, even if the
Mhm.
tribe as a whole doesn't bond. I wonder if we might see some of the, youngest people get together.
Yeah, I think that that would be really interesting. I think that there's, because Dwight is working with Noelle super closely on his tribe, and she's pretty young too. How old is she? Like
I wanna
25
say
or
yeah, I
something?
feel like she's more mid-20s, than early
Yeah.
20s. But that kinda happened last season too, where, Marianne
Mhm.
and Tori, were sort of, like, bonded as people who were sort of like, "Okay, let the grown-ups do our thing," and
Mhm.
then, they were sort of, like, disregarded.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that yeah, I just the dynamics of the merge usually are not as interesting as what I think we're going to get this season because especially without a swap because they really don't know much about each other, but I'm really interested to see the repercussions of what's going on here with the Baka and
Mhm.
Vesi collusion going on.
Okay. Maggie, should we take a call from Twitter Spaces?
Let's do it.
Okay. All right. Just to show that we can do it. I just want to establish, okay, that they're there. Okay. And this is somebody that their name is Cartoon. Okay. All
Okay.
right. So let's hear what Cartoon has to say. All right. Cartoon, are you there?
Hello, hello.
Hello. How are you?
I'm doing pretty well,
Yes.
honestly.
Okay.
Um,
That's good to hear. What did you want to talk about?
I will say this season, in my opinion, I'm noticing that the men are obviously having to rely on each other because for the past 2 seasons, women have won, and I'm just getting kind of bored of this season because, they keep voting out the women, and it's
Yeah.
kind of, ugh, it's like, it's frustrating. And, like this season for me has just gone so boring. Ugh, I just,
Ugh.
Cody, ugh, it's just, I do not like Cody. Like his voice, ugh, his stories, ugh,
Ugh.
no.
Okay.
Like he's so repetitive and annoying. And basically, I
But how do
don't
you
see
feel
him
about
winning.
Cody?
I
Yeah, tell
mean,
us how you really feel.
for the men though, if I'm gonna pick a male winner, I kind of want Owen to win because he would make sense. Or Dwight. I like Owen and Dwight. They're the best.
Uh,
Okay, they lit.
They are
But
lit.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Mhm.
to be honest, the men have provided so little entertainment. I actually did apply for Survivor. I literally applied like yesterday,
Mhm.
and I filled out. I did my application video and everything. So basically, all I'm saying is like I like Carla. I just feel that some of these people are playing weak games. And I and I know I might get hate for this comment,
Uh-oh.
but I will say
Oh, be
this is a
careful.
controversial
Careful.
opinion,
Be
but
careful.
this is for tribes. The Baka tribe and the Vesi tribes are some of the worst tribes in Survivor. Because how do you vote out Mariah, who did good in the first challenge, and all of a sudden, freaking vote her out? Oh, she was weak, bruh. She
Mhm.
freaking won. mm, Like, oh, and the Vesi tribe is bad too. Justine and uh,
NECA?
Frank, yeah, and they were doing good, and all of a sudden you're gonna vote them out
Yeah.
because of certain circumstances. Like these are dumb reasons. Like
Yeah.
trash.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Yeah.
Cartoon, great to hear from you. Okay. Sorry that the season's not hitting for you. Okay.
It's fine.
Okay. All right. You take care. Bye.
You too. Bye.
Okay. There you go. All right.
Those were some hot takes.
Yeah,
from
those were
Cartoon.
like, yeah, that was just like some venting.
Yeah, I don't think
did-
that they had a question for us.
Yeah. I mean, ideally, a question is the best format for the show, but appreciate all of the coming in hot with with the take. Now, all right, now Cartoon says Cody is ugh, but we don't feel that way, right?
I mean,
Mm-hmm.
Cody is giving me everything I want. Are you like Cartoon? No disrespect,
Mm-hmm.
but are we watching the same show here?
Yeah.
Cody
yes.
is fantastic. Cody,
Okay.
like, I sat down on my couch and Cody came on the screen and I was like, what's going on here with this guy? And boy, did he live up to those I was like, if he's got a butt tattoo of the word live in, he better make my list, my survivor list. You know,
What's your survivor list?
Well, I have a list of delusional characters for both Big Brother and Survivor. And I'm not sure Survivor, it counts as much that they're delusional because like they're usually just like the kooky characters on Survivor. Because most of the people who you would think would be on the list have done pretty well, you know, on Survivor. Like Coach, I mean, top of my list. Coach is maybe my favorite reality TV character ever.
Okay.
Like every time Coach was on the screen, he made me laugh. Cody, after 4 episodes, has provided. He is giving what needs to be given. On the season.
Yeah, that's what his tattoo should say. Okay, so I'm interested to go back to your list of. Is this a actual like list, like a spreadsheet?
Well, I haven't written it out yet for Survivor. I do have a fully written list for Big Brother.
Okay. And I just want to know just this theory here that kooky characters fare better on Survivor than Big Brother. Is that what the thesis is?
Yes.
Interesting.
Because I think that on Big Brother, you can get a lot of mob mentality going on because there's only one person in power at a time. So you wield power and you can only pick 2 people in the house to be evicted. So you vote every week between 2 people. On Survivor, everybody can vote for anybody except the person with immunity at any time. So usually these kooky characters kind of make it further because people are like, they're irrelevant. Oh, we'll get them next time. Versus because people aren't playing as scared as in Big Brother when you are wielding power and you're like, okay, just give me the social outcast. That's who I'll put up. You know?
Can I also add that I think part of it is also that on Big Brother, it is such a pressure cooker inside that house that the slightest thing is much more like irritating and potentially grating. Whereas on Survivor, you know, all right, I can't take this person. I'm going to take a walk. You know, I think that it's that you can escape the potential where somebody is like quirky or annoying in the Big Brother house. You can't take it. It'll drive you to the very like questionable places mentally.
Sure. You know, I do think that happens though on Survivor. Look no further than one of my favorite Survivor queens, Angelina. You know, like Mike White, the way Mike White talked about Angelina on the island versus now they're dear friends, you know, like I feel like there is a pressure cooker element of Survivor, but I think that on Survivor, you can walk down the beach. You're right.
But
you can take a walk.
may I respectfully that Mike never said like, hey, let's get rid of Angelina. Like he was like, okay, this is great. This is hilarious. Like, what is she even? What is she doing? But like, he never got to the point where he's like, I can't take another day with Angelina. Like, he wanted to go to the end with her. He realized like, I'm going to drag her to the end. This will be a great person to sit next to.
Exactly.
Mhm.
I can list as you've been saying this, I've been ruminating in my head about people who like definitely
Mhm.
make my list. People like basically I'm a badass.
Mhm.
He's
Drew
top of the
Christie. Yeah.
list.
Yep. Yep.
Exactly. Drew Christie, top of the list. Coach, I mean,
Mhm.
number one of all time. Miss Angelina, Tori also
Mhm.
goes in there. Cass. I mean,
Mhm.
true, but Cass doesn't fall in the same category as like the rest of the people. But you got to
Yeah.
have somebody who just like socially does not care,
Yeah.
does not care. But like a lot of these people made it far, Cass final three, Angelina final three,
Yeah.
Coach final three. Like these
Yeah, it's
people,
lots of
you're
different
right.
flavors. Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay. All right. Well,
Definitely.
let's talk a little bit about Cody. And Cody, he is somebody who got a lot of airtime in this episode, and really a lot, probably the most airtime overall in this season. But of course, he had to cut his ally NECA in the last episode, and he was talking about like this was rough for him to lose NECA. In fact, it reminded him of just one of his all-time worst days.
So, coming back from tribal was like my girlfriend dumped me, and the pizza guy that I ordered pizza from didn't show up, and my roommate drank all the beer in the fridge. It was just brutal.
Okay, is that as bad as
Mhm.
a day can get?
I think that that's as bad as like a good bad day can get. Like that's like an easy bad day, I
Yeah.
feel.
Can we rank those three things? Okay. Girlfriend
Uh-huh.
dumped you. The pizza guy, did he not show up? Is that what the issue was? Hold on.
Me
Yeah.
and the pizza guy that I ordered pizza from didn't show up.
Okay, pizza guy didn't
Mhm.
show up. Now, if it was on DoorDash, you can get the credit back for that. Like it's like,
For sure.
yeah. Pizza guy didn't show up. One time I ordered a Uber Eats and this is it might have been Postmates. I don't recall. But we ordered sushi and it was wild. The guy went and picked it up and then just never came to my house.
Huh. Did you get a
And
refund?
I like got in contact with the guy and then he basically like hung up on me.
Did
And
you
we
get a
did get a
refund
refund.
though?
I
Like
think we got a refund, but
that's what so like yeah, that is annoying. But most
yeah.
like you get your money back. Nobody's gonna be like, well, you have to pay for it. The
Yeah.
delivery guy didn't show up. You
The
still have to
rest,
pay
but
for
yeah,
it.
we were hungry. The restaurant
Mhm.
said, yeah, the guy came in here. He seemed like he was very erratic. It's like, oh my
Maybe he ate your
God.
sushi.
Yeah. Like, what if this guy like went and picked up my dinner and then like sold it to somebody else?
Oh gosh, he's running his own scheme
Yeah. He
against
got my sushi
DoorDash.
dinner and then is like out on the corner selling sushi.
Oh my gosh, what'd you buy? Okay, and what a terrible thing to buy from a man on a corner. He's like,
Mhm.
I have some delicious sushi for you.
Yeah. And then
Like
your
the most,
roommate, yeah,
yeah.
Maggie, your roommate drank all your beer too.
Well, it depends on what type of beer it was.
Okay.
Like, I really feel strongly. If it's like, what are we talking? PBR, go to the store, get some more. If
Mm-hmm.
they drank your, craft tall boys that are $17
You think
at the
You think
grocery
Cody has
store,
$17 craft beer in the refrigerator?
honestly, maybe. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know. You think
Mm-hmm.
he's more a PBR guy?
Yeah, I think so. I think he is. Okay. All right. So, boy, girlfriend dumped you. All right.
Mhm.
Pizza guy didn't show up. Now, hold on, Maggie. What
Mhm.
if, hypothetically, you don't think the pizza guy didn't show up because that he is run off with your girlfriend?
Oh, no. That might be the worst day.
Mm-hmm.
That might be up there. Short
That's
of like
why,
a death
yeah.
in the family, that might be the worst day,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And
I
then the roommate drank all the beer.
or what if your roommate drank all your beer, said he was going to his job as the pizza delivery guy, but
Mm-hmm.
instead ran off with your girlfriend?
Ran off with your girlfriend. Yeah. Okay. Wow. I just thought of this, Maggie. Is
Oh,
this worse?
no.
What if he lived with his girlfriend?
Oh, no. and
She
his
dumped him and
girlfriend.
drank all the beer. She's both his.
She is the roommate.
She was his girlfriend. She is no longer his girlfriend. She's only his roommate now. And then she has also drank all the beer.
She did that to hurt him. She did that just to hurt him. She knew that he would want the course banquet.
Yeah. So that's a tough day for Cody. And maybe that's why.
What kind of beer do you think that Cody drinks? Like, do you think that he drinks PBR? Or do you think he drinks like Angry Orchard?
Angry Orchard. No, I don't think anything crafty. I think he's got like what, like he is, Mahalo. He is just like whatever, what like Natty
whatever.
Light. Yeah.
Whatever's not Natty Light. Cody,
whatever's
love yourself.
cheap. Whatever's the cheapest beer that he can get like a suitcase of.
Love yourself, Cody. Don't drink Natty Light, please. Please. Do you think that if you see him at one of the events, he'll have like a Stella in hand?
A Stella? No, I think that's too fancy.
Still? What's the like least fancy beer you can get at a bar?
I don't know. Eric in the chat says he's from Iowa. He drinks Busch.
Oh gosh.
So I don't know. What do you think he's like a pretentious? Dorito says Blue Moon with an orange slice. Like, do you think he has like that he's that guy?
I don't. I feel like he's the type of guy who walks around a bar with like a can of Busch.
Yeah.
Because it was the special. It was like, okay, for $5 you can get a shot of whiskey and a can of Busch, and that's what he does.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure the pizza was Domino's too.
No, Little Caesars, the $5 hot and ready.
Yes, yeah, it was hot and ready. It was hot, but it wasn't ready for him. Sorry. Pizza guy did not show up. So that was Cody's no good, very bad, horrible day. Worse than voting out NECA. The triple header. Cody had a big episode also with going on the to execute this steal.
Yes, and now I understand why he's so weary of salespeople. Because his sales pitch that he did, pulled it out.
I loved how he was like back at camp. He's like, we got to step on their necks, man. Like, that's it. Yeah.
Hey, man, don't you think we should take them for all they're worth? Their machete. Like, I feel like that's what we should be doing. It's so funny. He's got the Hawaii, but he really has the Iowa. Like, it really sticks through. He's got the like Hawaii sort of like I don't want to call it this because I don't know the lengthening of the words, the speaking slow, but he's got the Iowa nasal that all of us Midwesterners have going on, and I think that it's just such a funny, specific combination. Maybe by the end of the season, I'll have a good Cody impression.
Okay. I'm looking forward to that.
Still working on it.
How did you think he did as the negotiator?
I mean, he got more than he came for,
Yeah.
I also thought it was so funny that Dwight was like, well, are you sure that like you should go? Are you sure that you're the one? And Cody's like, what? What do you think I'm going to do? I'm going to go in and kick down the camp. And then he goes and he's like, yeah, I'm going to come and kick down the camp. And like pretended to.
Yeah, he was like, yeah, I'm going to take this thing that's going to support your shelter. But I also loved that he did such an about face of like where he was the one like, no, we need the machete. We need to step on their necks. And then he gets there and is like, yeah, I agree. Like taking the machete, that is a pretty intense move. I'm just the messenger. It wasn't my idea. They wanted me to do it. I didn't think it was so great. Let's see. Maybe what else can we do?
Yeah, it was awesome. I mean, like, it's reminiscent a little bit of Sandra coming in and being like, I'm taking the tarp, and just the entertainment value there. I thought it was really fun. And immediately they stop him and they're like, no, we'll give you something else. And he's like, what else will you give me? And it was so good. It was great.
Yeah.
I loved it.
There was another fun Cody moment in the episode where they won the reward, and the reward originally was supposed to be for 10 fish. And there's some debate of whether or not they should take the 10 fish. And Cody and Noelle get into it a little bit.
We can eat fish raw.
We can't. I'm not eating fish raw, Cody.
You don't eat sushi?
No.
Okay. I
You
mean,
don't eat
what
sushi?
do you trust Cody to whip up some sashimi?
No. I trust Cody about as much as I trust the DoorDash guy who was selling your sushi on the corner.
You don't think it was
I
the same
feel
guy, do you?
I don't
Mhm.
know. Were you anywhere near Iowa when you ordered this?
I wasn't. Yeah.
No. Okay,
Mhm.
then maybe not. But yeah, I love this multiverse of Cody that we've created, where
Mhm.
everything is connected.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that I would. Honestly, though, I would. If I was in Noelle's position, maybe I would be like, yeah, I don't care. I'm so hungry. I'll eat whatever. Because I do love sashimi. I do.
It is
It's
very
great.
good. Yes.
Mhm.
Cody also had another fun moment in the episode. He said this.
Come on, guys, this is Survivor. Like, this is showtime. Let's go.
This is showtime. Let's go.
DJ Showtime?
DJ Showtime.
Uh-oh.
Yes.
A crock pot out on the island? I don't
Yeah,
know.
well, look, you don't have to eat sashimi if you have a crock pot, right?
Yeah, eating something
Mhm.
else.
Yeah. Okay. In the challenge, we saw that there was like a little bit of it was these tensions run high in the challenges, Maggie,
Mhm.
where we saw where Owen and Gabler got into
Mhm.
it a little bit. Here is a little bit of Owen clapping back at Gabler.
Okay, thank you, Professor. Any suggestions?
Do not get sassy.
Okay. Ellie says, do not get sassy with Gabler in the challenge, okay?
I feel Owen. Whenever anybody loses their temper a little on Survivor or acts a bit overly emotional, I'm always like, I feel you. You're starving. You know? Gabler is another one. He's on the
Well,
list.
Doom Tribe wants to know, where is Gabler on Maggie's list?
He is on it. Don't you worry, Doom Tribe. He is there. He gives me a little bit of like Brad from season 41. Like a little bit
Okay,
of
yes.
you
I think you meant Brad
like
Culpepper for a minute.
no. I'm
Yeah.
talking about I like what you said about broccoli, Brad.
I like what you said
That's
about broccoli.
exactly. He gives me a little bit of those vibes. Gabler is wonderful. The fact that he thought it would be a good idea
Yeah.
in the middle of the night when people were sleeping to drop a palm frond on
Mhm.
them.
Yeah. There weren't any
Nothing would
ants on
make
it.
me-
Yeah.
Nothing would make me angrier.
Mhm.
In my I can't think of a single thing that has ever happened on Survivor that would make me, Maggie Morgan, personally angrier than being in the middle of a dead sleep in the freezing cold
Mhm.
on bamboo sticks and somebody waking me up by placing a palm frond on top of me.
Yeah.
That is just
Palm frond is like very
perfection.
itchy. Like you're gonna think like things are all over you. And he said there were no ants on there, but could he really be sure?
Yeah, I mean, what did he do? Shake it out over the sand and was like, good to go. It was dark out. It was dark.
Yeah. So yeah, that was truly wild from Gabler. So I think Gabler also a great casting call.
Oh, he's perfect. Again, another person who I'm like, how did they get it on? Where did they find this person? The fact that he like is a heart surgeon, essentially, like amazing.
Okay,
Amazing. It's
so-
giving Tarzan from
Yeah.
how he
One
Tarzan
world.
was
Yeah.
totally
He was a
kooky
plastic
and
surgeon, right?
a brilliant plastic surgeon.
Yes. So, all right, I'm glad you brought that up because we had that moment where, and it was kind of a small moment in the episode where Owen got a little sassy with Gabler, but there was a secret scene where the Baka tribe worked everything out after the challenge about how, look, they came very close to going to tribal council in this episode, so they had to talk things through about how to right the ship and make sure that they don't end up back at tribal council. Here's a little bit of that conversation that was from a secret scene in case you missed it.
We can win like champions and feel good about it. without having to have, bad blood coming back here. You think there's bad blood?
Okay, so that's Sammy
Mhm.
asking Gabler if he does think that there is bad blood in the Baka
Mhm.
tribe. Okay, and Gabler,
There's not, but
no.
it's not good. So, like, I've been in thousands of cases over 20 years, and hundreds of them have gone badly.
Oh my God.
Oh my. Well, thousands are good. Only hundreds have gone badly. So that's like less than like the 10%. I feel like that's pretty good for like open heart surgery, no?
Yeah, boy. I don't know. I didn't know that many go bad.
I mean, of course you hope none go bad, but it is open heart surgery.
I
Like
guess
there is
so.
huge risk of complication, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think maybe he was saying that as to be like, I know what I'm doing. I've been in thousands of surgery and only hundreds have gone bad,
Mm-hmm.
which
Mm-hmm.
perhaps is not, the most
Mm-hmm.
uplifting thing you can say. But I
Yes.
just love that Sammy was like, you think there's bad blood? And he was like, there's not.
I'm just thinking it could be better. Yeah. Could Sammy have responded with like, look, I've cremated thousands of pets. Okay. Most of them have gone well. There's been a few mishaps.
Disturb your son even further.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he didn't like to talk about that. He was not happy about that. But I will say that the conversation did end on a positive note as they were able to put this behind them. Here's Owen with Gabler.
I'm sorry, Professor.
That's good, buddy. It's good, buddy.
Okay, so he apologized to
Owen.
the professor.
Aw, Owen. Can I just say also,
Yes.
poor Janine with that thing on her chin.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I just know she is dying seeing herself with those huge. I'm very happy that she is okay. And like she is absolutely beautiful. She is a beautiful person. But I would just be so upset if I was on Survivor with these two huge scabs on my chin from the very first challenge.
Well, it wasn't really explained on the show, where like I think that they didn't really show her like getting hurt in some way. And we've seen that like in 41 and 42 when they had to push like the giant boulder. You saw people have like huge like marks on their shoulder and some people like on the side of their face. But like I was watching like the first episode or two. I'm like what happened? Is that mud? Is that but yeah, I guess she must have gotten like the skin ripped off on her
I think it was
chin.
under the pole when she pulled herself out from going under the pole.
Oh,
I think that she
yes.
hurt her chin. But I just I feel for her so hard. I will never forget the tweet from the great Romeo, who was on the feedback show last week.
Yes.
Romeo tweeted out and he was like, when people ask if Survivor is real, of course it's real. Do you think I would want to look like that on national television? And that just made me laugh so hard because yeah, of course, that's mortifying. You see yourself, you haven't showered in days and no access to like any cleanliness products. And then poor Janine is injured. And obviously I'm glad that she's okay and it wasn't a more serious injury, but I feel so bad for her that she has those scabs on her chin.
Yes. I thought it was a great conversation with Romeo last week. That was really fun. Also, a great recap with Chanel this week. The wildest thing from my interview with Romeo was that Romeo told me that he lost weight to go on Survivor.
Why did he do that?
Gotta look good on TV. Didn't want to look fat.
Do not recommend.
I think that was a bad call in hindsight.
Isn't it the opposite of what you did, Rob?
Yeah, this is I think it's a successful strategy. But the game's only 26 days now. You don't have as much time.
Yeah, but you don't get any rice. You don't get any sustenance.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I really wasn't worried about looking good. Like I was worried about like I think I'm gonna die. So
that's me. I honestly, whatever you say, that you were worried that you were gonna go on Survivor and die. Like, yeah, I feel that 'cause I think I would be like, I might die just like be around the bugs. I might get like I don't know what I I don't know if I would be able to make it through.
Yeah, I had a night like a couple of weeks before I went where like I woke up like in the middle of the night and like I just couldn't go back to like oh my god, like what am I doing? Like this is a bad idea. Like this,
Yes.
I'm gonna die.
Yes.
Like why am I doing this?
Yes. Especially in the Amazon. Didn't they tell you like not to sleep on the ground because the snakes might kill you? Like
I
it's very
I think it
real
was
and very
more like
dangerous.
the tarantulas. I feel like were like I think you're not supposed to like ever be on the ground in the Amazon.
Mm.
That was one of the things. I mean, it does a lot of like horrifying things before we went to
Oh gosh.
go out there. I feel like Fiji is safer.
Huh? I don't know.
I think that there's less wildlife in Fiji that can kill you. Like I feel like that there were like numerous like animals that could have like taken somebody's life in the Amazon.
Yeah, I feel like the thing is it's safer probably to be on the beach just because like less animals are hanging out on the
Yep.
beach, whereas you were just in the middle of the rainforest in the Amazon, like in the middle
Mhm.
of everything. But
Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, look, Survivor's dangerous no matter where you go, but I think the
Mhm.
Amazon has more deadly wildlife. Okay, I do want to just highlight one more time on our Twitter Spaces that if you have a question, we have a few people with their hands up, but please shoot a reply to at Sam Moore RHAP on the Twitter and let Sam know what you want to talk about. And then Sam will give me a heads up on who to bring up and when. Okay. How about we jump into some of our voicemails from the actually I have one more clip I want to play before we take some voicemails. This was weird when everybody came into the tribe. What do you make of this from Jeff?
Well, good morning, Coco. Let me just quickly take attendance. Hey, there's Lindsay. Cassidy's here. Gio. Good morning, Baka.
Good morning.
What the hell is going on?
I think that maybe he was like, okay, they haven't been to tribal council yet. Got to remind people what their
Their names are?
You
Yeah. Is that
know?
what it was?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Jeffrey, what? I
I
don't
think that
know.
was weird, I thought. But
Yeah.
he has been that way a little bit in the new era where there were moments like in Survivor 41. I feel like there was a couple times like with Erica, she was like kind of like teacher's pet, like good morning, Jeff. And he's like, good morning, Erica. Good morning, Heather. How are you? Like, I don't know
He's
why
like,
he's like this all of a sudden.
yeah, he's like my dad used to always say like when we were really little, he would come home from work and we would like run and greet him at the door and he took it for granted. So when we got older and we didn't do that anymore, he missed it. So now if anybody says hi to him when he walks in the door, he gets so pumped and he's like, thanks for saying hi. I feel like maybe that's Jeff. Like he's missed that people are wanting to be teacher's pet with him.
But then that's Jeff in the morning. Then
Mhm.
Jeff at nighttime. This is nighttime Jeff at Tribal Council. That he wants to know why people don't want to see him.
And they take the TV away from me. So like you're the parent and the TV is the flint.
Okay, I'm the parent. I'm the fun killer. And now you all have to come in here and get a lecture from me. Why am I always the
I don't
parent?
know, but that's how I feel right now. And I've been nervous all night.
I mean, why is Jeff acting like, oh, why am I the bad guy here? Like, aren't you the same guy that is gonna snuff everybody's torch? The tribe's spoken. No, sorry for you. I'm taking your flint.
Yeah, I remember, I was a Big Brother super fan, all into Big Brother. And then when I started watching Survivor from the beginning, I remember just being absolutely floored by how involved with everything Jeff would get at these tribal councils. Like, I thought it was inappropriate to the sanctity of the game for him to ask some of the questions that he did. Like, I'm used to the Chenbot over on Big Brother who asks the most like middling specific questions, So when Jeff like is in tribal council, and I remember in those early seasons, he would get annoyed. He would be like, why won't anybody talk to me? Like, tell me how you're feeling. And people are trying to play the game, and not say too much in these tribal councils. And now I feel he's like, oh, why do you think that I'm this big bad? Like, well, Jeff, for 40 seasons, you've blown up people's spots at tribal council by asking these questions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, all of a sudden, I'm the bad guy?
Yes, Jeff. You are. Yeah. And, oh my gosh.
Me? I'm the drama?
I'm the parent, me, the authority figure, executive producer of the show who tells you all the rules. Why am I the parent? I'm shocked. Like, come on, Jeff.
Who literally took our Flint earlier today? I'm the bad guy?
Yeah.
Who also came up with the idea to take the Flint?
Yeah, exactly. Come on, Jeff. You know what's up.
Yeah.
You know what's
Okay.
up.
All right. Maggie, let's try another caller, okay? Let me ask you, would you rather talk about Noelle making bad decisions or how the idols get activated?
I want to talk about both.
Okay. All right, let's
Yeah, so you pick. But both of those sound interesting.
All right. Let's go ahead. Let's start with one and let's see. And if it goes well, maybe we'll grab the other one. And if not, then maybe we'll stop taking calls. Okay. All right. Let's hear from Franklin. Okay. All right. Hi, Franklin.
Hi, how's it going?
It's going good, Franklin. Your line's a little noisy, so let's. Why don't we just jump to your question?
Sorry.
Yeah, it's a little noisy. So why don't we just get your question?
Yeah, sorry, I'm in the car. I just want to know, do you think Noelle's a bad player or more just a physical player instead of a strategist?
Okay. Franklin, here, I'm just going to have you ask you to go on mute, and then we'll try to answer that. Maggie.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay. Do you think that Noelle is a bad player?
No, I think Noelle's a fine player.
Yeah.
I think Noelle is doing the best that she can in a bad situation. Like she immediately was put on. I think that Noelle made a social mistake by being too attached at the hip to Justine early in the season. But, I think that happens sometimes. And I think that, she was left out of that first vote. She convinced the boys to vote out Nneka, who was like their mom, after 5 days out there, she's like their mom. She convinced them to vote her out. And she convinced those other guys at the, at the summit to give her the advantage. Like, I think Noelle's doing great. And she's a total badass in the challenges. And she's super inspiring.
Yeah, I don't think she's been bad at all. It's like, what's the mistake that she's made? So, I don't know if we've seen her like need to do anything super strategic, but I don't think that we should rule out that she has that upside. Franklin, are we missing something? Why are you so down on Noelle?
I just felt like she's too focused on being a physical player. And yeah, she has some good moves, but at the summit, the other guys were in a good spot. They didn't have a reason to risk it. So, like, was it really a good move, or did the other guys, just didn't want to risk it?
She got a vote steal.
That's pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, she had a vote steal, but like I said, Owen and was it James?
Yeah,
they didn't have a reason to risk it. And then the move with the tribe when she, gave them the answers. But like I said, I feel like she's more of a physical
I guess that
right
that was a questionable decision to blurt out the answer. But no, I think she's doing a good job. Franklin, you didn't like go to high school with her or anything, right?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I wish I did. She's a badass for sure.
Okay. All right. Well, Franklin, drive safe, okay?
I'm not driving, but yeah.
Okay. All right. Get safe. Get wherever you're going safe. All right. Thanks for the call, okay, buddy?
Yeah, right. Thank you.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.
I don't think it's fair to say that like she just got it because the other guys didn't want it. I think that that's taking agency away from that move. I think that she made it clear that she really wanted it and that she was going to do a big move with it. Like the guys were like, she was like, I would love to work with you guys. She came at it. She was aggressive with it. And she was like, I really want to make a big move with this. I would love to, going into a merge situation, work with you three. I'm going to tribal council tonight. I really need something. I'm at the bottom. Like, if you want to keep me around and have me as a potential ally, like, I need this. Like, I feel like she laid out her reasoning great for why she needed it.
Okay. I want to talk a little bit about Carla with you. So let's play this voicemail from Claire.
Hi, Rob. It's me again. My question for this week's episode is, who do we think that Carla is going to work with if and when, hopefully when, she makes it to the merge? I remember in the first episode, she's at the summit with Dwight and Gabler, and she does not appear to be picking up what those two guys are putting down. Then this week, we see Cody come to their to the Coco tribe, and she once again is not feeling the vibes, does not seem to enjoy him at all. I think she's such a fantastic social player, but as I'm looking at who's left and who's linked with whom, I'm wondering, who does she work with besides the people on Coco when they get to the next stage of the game? I would love to hear your thoughts, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.
All right. My biggest takeaway from the call is that I love how Claire and I are so close now that I got the, hey, it's me again.
Well, it was a lovely call.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Yes,
So great.
that's close. That's like, I love that for us. So
Besties.
thank you for the call, Claire. Okay. Where do you think that Carla is going to be going? I mean, I think she's gotten a very big edit. She's seemingly a very important character in the season. I think she has a stranglehold on Coco now at this point. Do you think that there are any players from the other tribes that seem like natural allies for Carla?
I could see her wanting to work with Ellie and Janine.
Mm-hmm.
I could see her, you know, I'm not sure that anybody on. I could see her wanting to work with Jesse from
Yes.
Baka. Definitely. I don't think that she didn't like Cody. I don't really see her vibing
Yes.
with
Well, her and Jesse both, have had similar like storylines in terms of like being like the focal point of their tribe. They also
Mhm.
both went to Berkeley. So I wonder
Oh,
if
I didn't
maybe
realize that.
they could like have some connections. Not that they know the same people, but just sort of like, oh my God, you went there. Like, so I do feel like
Yeah,
that
and they
they
have
could
similar
link up.
storylines in like breaking cycles, right? Like
Hmm.
didn't she say she was the first person in her family to go to college, and like didn't she say that? Am I making that
Hmm.
up? Okay.
Um,
Um
that
no?
I believe she said that. Yeah.
Okay. I would hate to get that wrong. But yeah, I think that they could definitely link up. But also, I don't really see her getting along super well with Noelle. Maybe I'm totally wrong in that, but I feel like her main issue with Geo is that she feels like Geo is telling her kind of what to do, and I feel like Noelle is a bit of that player sometimes.
Hmm.
Um so I don't really see her vibing super well with Noelle, and Dwight seems like he's super locked in with um, Noelle at this point. But yeah, I could see her working with Ellie and Janine. I could see her also working with Owen. I could see
Hmm.
that happening, but I think that Owen would have her number pretty quickly. Would be able to tell that she's super smart and a threat.
Yeah. It'll be
So
really interesting to see, if like Carla and James now are, if we're looking at them as sort of like a duo, where
mm,
the other people from Coco are sort of like, just people who are sort of like outside the inner circle of Coco. Is that fair?
I don't know. I feel like Cassidy seems so loyal to Carla. Like
Hmm.
Cassidy seems like she would like lives and breathes only with Carla to me.
Hmm.
Because it was a terrible move for Cassidy to vote out Lindsay this week. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
So I think Gio was the one, he wanted to vote out Cassidy. In talking with Lindsay, she said that James was doing a really good job of making all three of the women feel like that they were his number one. And
Mhm.
so, like, I know that James has a close relationship with Cassidy, at least on some level. I just wonder, I like if they are going to be making the same allies, James and Carla. And if this does ever turn into where, James is going to do his own thing and Carla is going to do her own thing.
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting to watch how they navigate. And maybe they will do their own thing for a little while and then come back together. I don't know. I think
Okay.
that there's longevity in their storyline.
Who goes further in the game, Maggie?
Carla.
Carla.
I think if she
I
doesn't win it, she goes out in a blaze of glory. Like she is, the huge, shocking, like everybody had to come together to get her out blindside, if she
Yeah,
doesn't take
and
it all
she
the
has
way.
an idol also.
Mhm.
I think that Carla has gotten more screen time. If we're just basing it off of that, I think that Carla probably does better than James. She also has an advantage. So, yeah, I could see, I talked about this a little bit with Chanel last night of that the women are all getting voted out, which we don't like to see to start off the game. It seems like it makes us feel like, okay, there's obviously something wrong with the show's format if you can have a show that starts off with 4 women getting voted off in a row. I do think that the pendulum is going to swing back the other way. And I think
I do
that once
too.
we get to the merge, maybe even before the merge, I wouldn't be surprised if we see like 3 or 4 men voted off in a row. I feel like
Mhm.
James could get swept up in that.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with yours and Chanel's assessment of it. I think that, and I think that it's just a matter of the 3 tribe format where you
Mhm.
cannot lose any strength like I was literally saying about Coco, like you can't get rid of Ryan. Absolutely not. Like that would be a wild, dumb thing to
Mhm.
do. But if it was 2 tribes and you had 3 guys like that, if you had Owen and Cody and Ryan all on a tribe, like maybe you could spare somebody like that. Like I think that there is more wiggle room when you're on a 2-person or 2 tribes to, you don't have to be like tribe strength,
Yeah.
as much, which I think is where these women have fallen,
Yeah.
you know?
And when we get to the merge, I do think that, like, okay, all right, if we do like, okay, 6 people are safe, 6 people are not safe. I think Ryan seems like the biggest target to go after in that spot, especially if he's from Coco and they still have more people from their original tribe than the other tribes do. So I think you're going for Ryan, but what if he's in the 6 people that are safe at the merge?
Mhm.
What if he wins immunity? And so I think that I could definitely see James being, the first or second player voted out at the merge.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll just
Yeah.
have to see.
And something else I was talking about with Chanel also with the women being voted out first, that I think that players also are looking at this as, okay, I need to keep these shields in front of me. And I think a lot of the
Mhm.
shields end up being the guys. And like, so that sort of like, I think insulates the men early on in the game and ultimately causes them to go out a little bit once we get to the merge. Do you think there's anything to that?
Yeah, I think that if you're on a 6-person tribe and you're like, well, I can keep this guy who's really strong. Like, if I am playing as myself, right? I'm playing as Maggie with this much arm strength,
Mhm.
and no cardio. And I'm on a tribe with somebody like Ryan. I'm like, yeah, not only do I need this guy to help me win, and I need to suck up to him so he doesn't vote me out currently because
Yeah.
I am not contributing the way that he's contributing to these wins. Um, and he could be a shield for me if he's not already incredibly loyal to me. Like, I think that it's a win-win situation, you know?
Mhm. Yeah.
It's just very hard when you're in a situation where it's like, okay, unless you're like, all right, well, then we might as well just go for this traditional or this intentional matsing. It's like,
Mhm.
well, if I really can't stand, like, if I desperately need to keep these other women around me or these other people in the tribe who are deemed, not as physically strong to help win these challenges, and I'm willing to boot somebody like Ryan, it's like, okay, well, this might screw us for the next 3 votes, but like, it's you and me to the end here. We might be going to tribal council 4 times in a row, but like, it's us, okay? It's never going to falter from that,
Okay.
you just sort of have to weigh those.
We have a caller here with us. It is longtime friend of the podcast and RHAP idea submitter extraordinaire. Nick Fishman is here.
Hey, Rob. Hey, Maggie. How are you doing?
Nick, how
Hi,
are
Nick.
you?
I have COVID, but I'm in quarantine, I'm in lockdown.
Oh,
No.
I'll
okay.
be
All
okay.
right.
It's my second time. I'm used to it now.
Yes. What's worse, getting COVID or getting dumped by your girlfriend, the pizza not coming, and your roommate drinking all your beer?
Probably COVID still.
Probably
Yeah.
COVID still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you ever live with Jordan Kalish?
No, but I've visited. His family's in my area, so I see him at Passover.
Okay. Did he drink any of your beer when
I
he
don't
visited?
drink, so he never would.
Okay. Yeah, he
Does he have
wouldn't do
COVID?
that. Does he have COVID? I mean, I don't think
Oh,
so.
okay. I know where that was coming from. I was just okay.
Oh, it's from the Cody thing. Did
Yes.
Jordan
okay.
Kalish drink your beer?
Silly me.
Yes. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Nick, well, I'm sorry to hear that you're under the weather. But I'm excited that you're here with us. So, what did you want to talk about?
So I had a theory I wanted to run by both of you. So we saw the challenge: red team help yellow team. So I was kind of curious if that affected the vote. In that Carla's thinking, okay, there's a potential 2-trip alliance against us at merge. Who do I want to have on my side to recruit people over to my side? Gio or Lindsay? And Lindsay's really paranoid. Perhaps she wouldn't be the best to serve as a confident ally in that respect. What do you think about that?
Maggie, do you think there's anything to that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure if that's where her head was at, but I think that that's great logic. Like that makes sense to me that, it's like we have these 2 tribes against us. I don't want to be managing my guaranteed vote here. Like
Mhm.
I don't want to have to be talking somebody off the ledge when I need to be talking to other people. Like I don't want to have to spend my time doing that. So I think that that's great logic.
Mhm.
Okay.
Nick, for me, I'm going to have to say
That's totally fine.
I'm like a storyteller. That's what I do.
Oh, it's kind of
yeah. I don't see it.
That's fine.
I got, in talking it through with Lindsay, I really feel like that she felt like she was good. I think that Lindsay would be very good at recruiting other people to go. And it seemed like that, she went right up to, James and went up to the women and got something going. It seemed like that Gio and Ryan, she didn't have the easiest time working with, but I don't think that was like some sort of like massive paradigm shift for Carla and the way that she viewed the game when the other tribes were working together. If anything, Lindsay seemed pretty burned up about that. I don't know. I don't think that was part of the factor that was in the decision making.
Understandable. Yeah.
Yeah. Nick, you're gonna have an interesting time listening to RHAP this week.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I'll look forward to that.
Look for that on Saturday night coming up. I recorded that yesterday. Fall TV preview, Maggie, where Uncle Kiwi and I watched the first 10 minutes of 7 different network fall TV shows.
Wow, I can't wait.
Mhm.
That sounds amazing.
Yes. Can you name any new fall TV shows, Maggie?
Yes.
On
So
network?
help me,
Yes.
Todd.
That's one. We watched first 10 minutes.
Fire Country.
So help me, Todd Herzog. Right. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
A Fire Country, is that one of them?
That's one of them. Yep. Also on CBS.
Yeah.
Would The Real Love Boat count as one of those?
And now we're only scripted shows. Only scripted shows. All right.
La Brea?
I don't know. That was not on our list.
That's like
Yeah.
I think like half season has already started.
Yeah. I think you're making shows up now.
No, that is a real show. And it involves like a lion, like mauling somebody.
I think it's like there's a wormhole in the ground.
Yes.
A wormhole in the ground. Oh
Or
my
like
God.
a portal to like the past or something. It's one of those big NBC sci-fi like.
Wow.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. Well, Nick, thank you so much for the call. Okay.
Thanks, Rob. I appreciate
All
it.
right. Take care. Bye. All right. Let's then take let's stick with Coco. The great Elisa has a question for us. Let's hear what she has to say.
Hey, Rob and Maggie. This is Elisa calling in. Hope both of you are having a very good Friday.
Yes.
Who from Coco do you think was most advantageous in voting out Lindsay? I know a lot of people are thinking it helps Carla the most, but I was thinking I think this move benefits James the best because he was kind of the number 4 person to the all girls alliance. And so now he's solidified himself to potentially be that number 3. He's pretty cool with Carla and Gio and Ryan. So wanted to get your thoughts on that topic. And then my second question is, what are some decisions that teenager you would do differently from cul-de-sac you?
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I guess maybe let's take that in 2 parts. Okay. What did you think about the first part of the question about who benefited the most from Lindsay going out?
Well, I think if we're just on face value, who benefits the most from Lindsay going out? It's Gio, obviously, because he would have been the vote if
That's
not
true.
for her.
That's true. And
So
Lindsay
that's
told
what
me
I have
today
to
how
say.
Gio really did not want her to go.
Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah,
I'm
to the
sure
point
that
where he voted for Cassidy. I thought it was just a shot in the dark. She's like, no, Gio did not want Lindsay to go.
No,
Anyway.
okay, so that was the thing when you guys were talking about it at Know It Alls, you were like, obviously that's probably what he did. But I was like, no, not with that preview where he's talking his crap to Cassidy when they get back to the camp. No, he wanted her to go. He was like,
Yeah.
no, I'm voting for Cassidy. You can come with me if you want. Like, I really think that that's what happened.
Yeah. So yeah, Gio benefited. Ryan, I guess it's sort of like
He gets
I
to
guess
keep Gio.
he benefited because and obviously like Lindsay felt some type of way about Ryan at that point. James I think was on board with it. I'm not sure he benefited so much. Like I think that might have been better for Carla than it was for James and Cassidy. Did not benefit because Gio, who hates her, stayed.
Which, like, why does he hate her? She seems like a lovely person.
Yes, I mean, I don't know. That according to Lindsay, that Gio just wanted to like be a little bit more controlling over everything. Now, is there anything now that this was a very vague question from Elisa that teenage us would do differently than cul-de-sac us? Okay, so that's what Jesse talked about, how when he was a teenager, back in the day, yeah, he would have said go for the machete. Yeah, they did ultimately go for the machete. So I don't know what that says. But he's like, hey, I live on a cul-de-sac.
I think, Elisa, you are asking the wrong girl because teenage me was living in a cul-de-sac. So, like,
yeah, so now you're wilder.
Yeah, I am wilder. I think adult me would have said to teenage me, loosen up. It's not that deep. It's fine.
Yeah. Now you live in Brooklyn, right?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. So you've gone to meaner streets.
Yeah, exactly.
You're the reverse Jesse.
Exactly. Yeah.
When are you getting the face tattoo?
Never.
No. Okay.
No.
Live-in tattoo?
That one's more possible.
Okay.
A butt
All right.
tattoo is more possible for me than a face tattoo. For sure.
Okay. All right. Do you want to we still have another caller to talk about the idol activations do you want to let's hear what Kaz has to say. All right. Let's see. All right. Kaz, are you there? Caller. I love taking the calls.
Hello?
Yes, Kaz, how are you?
Sorry, I wasn't expecting to get in, so I was falling asleep.
Hey, don't fall asleep. Yeah. Okay.
That's okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. Kaz, you know what? I wasn't even supposed to pick you up. That Sam's somehow supposed to pick up a different person that had that question. You better have a good question, Kaz.
Well, I asked about. Well, I'll just go through quickly to see maybe you can get to them. But I was going to talk about Lindsay not playing her shot in the dark because I just listened to her exit interview.
Yes.
She sounded pretty confident in the fact that she was like, everything's flipping on me, but she didn't play her shot in the dark. And I was like, at that point, if you're going home, or if you know that you're going home, like I get the logic, but I was a bit confused because she seemed pretty sure in her exit interview that she was like, I was very, very confident that, the vote flipped on me.
Yeah. Maggie, do you have any thoughts on the if Lindsay should have played a shot in the dark?
I think sort of to what Chanel said, like, I think they forget they have it. Like, I kind of
Yeah.
think that they forget that it's an option.
I think also that there is like some sort of like a bias in that you want to believe what people are telling you so badly,
Mhm.
and I sort of like got you know, there's not enough time. I don't want to make it about me in the exit interview. You know, it's Lindsay's time, but like if anybody can relate to what it's like to get, you know, be the person that you go to the first tribal council in a 6-person tribe, like I know what that feels like, and I remember getting increasingly paranoid as we were getting to that tribal council, but I didn't act on it because I'm like, look, if it's me, there's nothing I can do about it. And so I'm just gonna like will it to not be me. And I felt like
Mhm.
that I went out and I wish I would have made more of like a commotion about it at the time, but I just wanted it to be like, it's probably nothing. It's like it's just the, you know, the first vote with a new group and a new
Mhm.
season. So I think it'll be okay. And I think that, you know, Lindsay had gotten so many assurances from people. I think she really wanted to believe that it was going to work out. And it's only a
Mhm.
1 in 6 shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of related to her, like the org player in me, like rewriting history and saying I played a perfect game until like the last 2 hours. I kind of get it, but you know.
Okay. All right. Well, Kaz, this was a perfect call. You did it. Okay. Even up until the end.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay. All right. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay. All right. And then let me pick up the question that I was trying to take. Okay. This is a
Great.
question about the idol activation. This is I am nothing 712, aka Ian. Okay. All right. Ian, are you there?
Hello, Rob. Ian from Survivor Wiki here. It's nice
Oh,
to
hi,
be
Ian.
in this Twitter space again.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, I have this question. It's been lingering for 4 weeks now. My question is, for many years, Survivor has made. We've seen people making fake idols all the time.
Okay.
From Bob. Now, with the idol activation this season, I wonder if production forbade the players to like plucking stuff left and right because they know the beads have something important going on.
So I doubt that they did anything like that. Like maybe they like if somebody stole beads off of somebody else's bag, maybe they might like stop them or ask them to put those back. But Maggie, do you think that they told the players like hey, watch it with the beads you're taking?
No, but I also think that it's
Well,
like
not
really
necessarily
great.
the beads, though.
Yes, like what do you think they might be messing
Sorry,
with?
like the torches, the flags.
Yeah, but they still have to have the beads. Like I think they still like the idea of having there be fake idols.
Yes. Though, what I'm wondering is, what if like they just give away or take the one bead that would activate the idol?
Yeah, I don't think they would let them do that.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think you'd have to know. I don't think that anybody would have like the presence of mind to like steal the beads off of somebody else's bag. Because I think that then if you're gonna try to pass that off as a fake, it's like, isn't that the missing bead from my backpack on a fake idol?
Like, well, not necessarily steal
Mhm.
beads, but like willingly, like say people in an alliance together, like they unwittingly gave that one bead that actually activates the idol. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think that they worried about this too much, but you're from the Survivor Wiki. I feel like that you're more tapped in than we are.
Guess not.
I guess not. All right. Ian, thank you so much for the call, okay?
Thank you so
All
much.
right, take care. Bye. Okay. All right. Maggie, are you aware of the Survivor Wiki?
I am now.
I mean,
Yes,
look,
I'm aware.
yes. I
I'm
mean,
aware
these
of the
are
Survivor Wiki.
we have
I
very
combed through
prestigious
it.
callers.
Yeah, I combed through it after I finished a season because You know, if
Mhm.
you look up anything about the season, you'll spoil it for yourself. So you have
Yeah.
to hold off, you know?
Okay. All right. Maggie, I want to talk about something. I've been waiting all week to talk about something from the Survivor social media account.
Mhm.
This was I was so excited to see this where I noticed this you know, this came up or came to my attention shortly after last week's great feedback show with Puya Zambakili. And this comes to us from the Survivor Instagram page, and
Mhm.
that there was a very interesting um meme video that was shared, and I would love to watch this with you and
Yeah.
take a look at what's going on here. Do you know much about the teenage dirtbag meme?
I do. You know, it was very popular about 2.5, 3 months ago on TikTok.
Yes. Okay.
Mhm.
And what is it? How did this come to be?
So I actually made a video like this on my TikTok.
Yes,
So
of
you
you?
basically, yes,
Of
of
you
me,
on the cul-de-sac?
but I said I wasn't a teenage dirtbag because I was a theater kid. So
Mhm.
basically, what you do is you like to have a little video of yourself beforehand, and then you show like at the chorus of it where they're like, "Well, I'm just a teenage dirtbag, baby." They go through photos of like you as a teenage dirtbag. So usually like a little rebel, you know, like you smoking a cigarette or you like with crazy makeup or you doing, you know, being cool overall. And
Mhm.
I was not cool. So I posted photos of like me in costumes backstage at plays, you know,
Mhm.
to sort of reverse engineer the teenage dirtbag trend.
Yes.
But yeah, that
Okay.
was a trend of yesteryear, sort of.
Okay. Of course, everybody remembers the hit song from July 2000, "Teenage Dirtbag" by Wheatus.
Hmm.
And interestingly enough, the lyrics to the song begin, "Her name is Noelle." Yeah, the Survivor tie-in.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Okay.
And it says, I have a dream about her.
Mhm.
Wasn't there somebody who was like, I had a dream that they betrayed me in
Um
Survivor? You would
That did
know.
happen with Heather in season 41.
Yes,
I don't know if that
yes,
came up.
that's what it
Okay.
is.
All right. So that the Survivor Instagram, they made their own video. Let's see if we can listen in here about what's going on. I'm gonna refresh it and let's see. Let me try to get the volume going here. Okay. Yeah, maybe should we describe
Yes.
the pictures, because I think that that's going to
Yes.
play better for our podcast listeners. Okay, you know the song, okay? It's the chorus to Teenage Dirtbag.
Mhm.
Let's okay. So we have okay. So our main man's teenage dirtbag photos.
And
Okay.
it's a
All right.
photo of Jeff now, or a video of Jeff now smiling on the island.
All right, there's Jeff, hands on his waist. Okay, that's Jeff now. But what about when Jeff was? Are we sure Jeff was a teenage dirtbag, or this video will give us the
I
information we
think,
need?
you know, honestly, I think this is a situation because they just posted this last week. Sometimes these corporations, their social media pages
A
are a
little late
bit
to the
behind,
party. Yeah.
little late to the party. They're a bit maybe off of what it actually is. Like I know I saw like a lot of celebrities doing
Mhm.
this trend, and they were just showing like photos of them in high school. Like they weren't showing like the point is like you're a teenage dirtbag. So like Demi
Okay.
Lovato had a really good one, like Paris Hilton had a really good one, like of them being like a rebel, you know?
Yeah.
So let's see
All
what
right.
Jeff
All
has.
right. So let's see. Okay. Here's Jeff's let's see if Jeff is a teenage dirtbag. I kind of think if you have to declare it, you're probably not one.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well,
Okay. All right. So, let's see. All right. Let's see what photos come up here. All right. So, all right. First photo, Maggie. All right. We go
whoa.
right to. All right. Now, first off, um, here's Jeff. From probably 2006. Not a teenager.
Yeah. I mean, a full grown man.
Hmm. Yes. Famously, Jeff Probst, naked, holding bacon, as referenced famously by Wes Nail in Survivor San Juan del Sur. Um, All
What
right.
is this from, Rob?
I believe it was from an episode of 2.5 Men.
Okay, I was about to say it looks like a CBS sitcom.
Yes. Okay.
And
Let's
he
see.
does appear to be fully nude in this because the bacon is low. Okay, it's not
Yes.
waist high; it is low.
Yes. Okay. So Jeff Probst gave an interview to the Today Show in 2013 where he said, I'm playing a version of me. I just jokingly mean that I'm not typically walking around naked with a plate of bacon. I don't really eat bacon. That's why they call it acting. Oh, he didn't say that. He didn't say
This
the
is
part about acting.
2013 when
Yes.
this was 10 years ago. So
Yes.
Jeff was like 40.
So okay, according to this article, that is Jeff Probst's Naked Bits and Bacon in 2.5 Men cameo. They describe Jeff Probst as the 52-year-old and very fit host. So while it might be a dirtbag photo, not a teenage photo.
I mean, he looks amazing. Okay, like let's
Looks
not
great.
mince words here.
Yeah.
Jeff is incredibly handsome, especially in this photo. Wow, he looks great. But oh my gosh. Show a
Yeah.
little decorum,
Okay.
Survivor CBS.
All right. So there you go. There's Jeff. Okay. All right. What else? Let me start with this. Okay. All
Why
right.
do you think that he doesn't eat bacon? Just not a
I
bacon
don't know.
guy?
I don't know. I mean, maybe he has high cholesterol.
Yeah,
Okay.
maybe. I don't know. Looking at that picture, I'm not sure that he does.
Okay. All right. Next photo. Okay. All right. Now, I don't know if you saw on Instagram, Ethan Zahn recreated this photo of Jeff Probst in some kind of a marching band uniform.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he looks like one of those guards at Buckingham Palace.
Yes. Now, this is a teenage photo. Is this a dirtbag photo, Maggie?
I mean, he's in marching band, so no.
No.
The answer is no.
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
the anti-dirtbag. I think that the marching band kids were like, you know, those dirtbags are bullying us.
Yes. Okay. So there's another Jeff photo. This is a great one. I wonder what Jeff did in the marching band.
I have no idea.
Yeah. Okay. We know he likes rock. Okay, and here he is, I guess, rocking out.
Yeah. Okay, this I think fits with the trend.
Fits with the teenage dirtbag. Now, Jeff with like as a young person with a mustache does look like somebody who is in like late 30s.
I literally thought this was a photo of his father. I was like, whoa, how'd they sneak a photo of Jeff's dad in here?
Yeah. You know, he's had a weird timeline where as a young man he seemed old, then he got older and seemed younger.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it does look like he's performing he's holding a microphone, singing. He looks like he's probably at a party in somebody's basement, you know, playing a show, which is very teenage dirtbag of him. This is what we're looking for.
Okay. All right.
Social media team, good job.
It's giving teenage dirtbag. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Now, here's Jeff. Again, this is a young Jeff, but he looks very old.
35. Like he's about to bring his children and put them in this van.
Yeah. This is a little menacing. This is like a still from like a true crime documentary. Like he was getting into the yellow Volkswagen where his victims were locked in the trunk.
No. Come on.
Yeah. Okay.
No, he just it's the styling, I think. And this is the thing. I've thought this a lot because I've seen videos. People are always like, wow, in these videos of people in the 80s, they all look like they're 50-year-old women. No, it's that people style themselves the same as they did when they were in high school. They don't keep up with trends. So like a lot of millennial women do the side part, they do the winged liner, you know, because that's what was big in when we were in high school. You got to keep up with the times. You got to change your
Yep.
style. And the styling of the 70s, it appears that like just men never change their style because he does look 45 here. But I bet
Mhm.
you at the time he looks young and fresh and hip.
Okay. All right. Then. All right. Now this is not a teenage Jeff. This is a young man Jeff.
He looks 9.
Yeah.
And there's a Christmas tree behind him.
What is he doing here in
And
this photo?
posing like a strong man, I think. But like again,
Is that what that is?
he looks like a little bit of like a nerdy nerd here, which is adorable, but it's not a
Yeah.
teenage dirtbag.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe that's why he related to Cochran so much.
Maybe. I love Cochran. I just watched Cochran's season, his second season. I had never seen Cochran, and I watched his second season last month. Love him. Oh my gosh, I love him so much. What a missed opportunity that he was not on Winners at War. Oh my gosh, Cochran, 10 out of 10. Love.
What was the
Loves
missed
guy.
opportunity for him to do well, or for him to entertain you on
Just
TV?
for him to be entertaining to me. Oh my God.
Yeah.
His dry sense of humor when he was talking about the horrific sunburn that he got and then just was like making jokes with everybody and then dryly looked at the camera in his confessional and was like, I am in so much pain. I about fell off the couch. I was
He
laughing
is
so
great
hard.
at the confessionals,
He
for
is
sure.
so funny.
He should make a
So
teenage
good.
dirtbag video.
He should. Cochran, I want to see it.
Okay.
I
All
follow
right.
you on Instagram. You haven't posted anything in the past 5
All right.
years.
So is this back to Jeff again? And then this is a black and white
Yes.
photo. This looks like a photo from like the 1950s.
So now we know what he did in the marching band. It looks as though he's playing the trumpet. It took me 30 seconds into that to realize that you were doing teenage
It wasn't the chorus.
dirtbag.
It wasn't the chorus.
I was like, what is he doing? But all right.
Yeah. Thank you for
Yeah,
going
he's-
with it. Yeah.
I was here. I was here with you, Rob. Yeah, so he plays the trumpet, clearly. He's got his Jeff Probst dimple. But again,
That's how he got
this
them,
is-
probably.
from playing the trumpet.
Mhm.
Yeah,
It's the origin story.
the Jeff Probst dimple.
Mhm.
Yeah, he not a dirtbag. You know, this is the marching band here. This is
Yeah,
the opposite.
Yeah.
Of the dirtbag.
Do a lot of dirtbags play the trumpet?
I don't think so.
Yeah. Probably not.
I wouldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't think so at all. Actually, I think that the dirtbags bully the kids who play the trumpet.
Yeah. Not a lot of dirtbags playing the brass instruments.
Yeah, I think that that's maybe not
Mhm.
not their thing.
Mhm.
The instruments where you have to put your lips together and blow and basically do a raspberry into the instrument.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And then here's Jeff shooting some hoops.
What great form.
Yes. Also, like, check out the car that's behind him. It's like that the car really dates the picture.
And he's like in the Sue Sylvester tracksuit.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. Okay. Not
And-
very
and I mean,
dirtbaggy.
Yeah, and the form is like somebody did that on Survivor who would be like, and Jeff terribly holding.
Looks like
the
he's never held a
basketball."
basketball in his life.
Exactly.
Okay. And then and one MySpace selfie we close it out with. What is this?
That is so.
Why do we have to know it was a MySpace selfie?
Oh gosh, that's bad. This is
Yeah.
cringy. That's cringy.
Okay. But yeah, we love to see it.
I noticed that in the MySpace selfie, he's wearing a Survivor shirt or hat.
I mean, he's probably on location.
And he has given the eyes to the camera.
Oh
He's
no.
given
The
blue
bacon
steel.
eyes? Yeah.
The bacon
Yes.
eyes.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Was there anything else that let's see. We do you want to see a promo about the challenge? Did we want to talk about this?
Yeah, I think that the main thing is that CBS tweeted out like the challenge is premiering tonight on their official Twitter, like the Survivor Twitter, and it coincides with the airing of Survivor.
Mm-hmm. Okay. They don't get people. Nobody's watching live for any of
Yeah.
these things. Okay. Here's Jay and Michelle. What are they talking about here? Okay, let's see.
What's up, everybody? So I am standing next to the beautiful Michelle Fitzgerald.
Hello.
Is that Ellie from Survivor?
Whoa. What?
That's what Ellie and her said that the whole people she got into Survivor. People used to say, "Hey, you look like the woman from Survivor."
I get Michelle Fitzgerald all the time in the comments. People say that I sound like her, which thank you. Love her.
Yeah. Okay.
But people say that I sound like her.
That's very, very interesting.
Bro, I know.
Okay. All right.
Bro, I know.
Yeah, okay.
that sound like her?
I could hear it. Okay.
What's up, everybody? So I am standing next to the beautiful Michelle Fitzgerald.
Hello, this is
Starrett or Starrett?
Starrett.
Yeah. You would think I would know that by now. We did date. This is my.
Oh my God. Did we know this?
When did they date?
Boy.
So, okay, can I just say something?
Used to kick it? Yeah.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Sometimes on the challenge, I get loosey-goosey with these plot lines. They're like, hey,
Yes.
you need a partner. Both of you guys were on Survivor, right?
Yeah.
What if you just said you dated for like
And both of them were on the challenge too.
Yeah, like what if they're like, yeah, you said you dated, it's fine. Like I
Yeah.
feel like sometimes they manufacture these like we dated once and nobody knew about it ever. Like you know, it's very loosey goosey.
Yeah, define dating. If you go on a date, can you say?
Yeah,
Could
if you hooked up for a couple weeks, like were you dating? You know, like I
Mhm.
don't know. Are you
Okay.
exes? Are you know?
All right, there you go. So they're promoting this.
My partner, Jay Starrett.
You still said it wrong.
Okay, check it out. Jay and Michelle. Are they the only survivors, or are there more survivors?
I think they're the only survivors.
Are you a big challenge person? Well, Brian and Allie are gonna have full coverage of all this.
Well,
yeah.
I used to be a really big challenge person when I was younger, and I kind of honestly think I grew out of it. Like I think I got too old to watch it.
It's a teenage dirtbag show, is what you're saying?
Yeah, kind of. Like I was
Mhm.
so into it when I was a teenager, when I was like, I can't do anything bad, so I'm just gonna watch people on TV do things bad. But then I like actually became an adult and was like, what is happening here? Like, why are they like it's so ridiculous what they're doing. And then it started to get so long, the show, like it just became so long. And honestly, there's a lot of misogyny that happens on the challenge that I think maybe when I was like 16 was like, okay. And as like an adult woman, I'm like, this is just absolutely terrible. And I don't want to watch these men say horrifically misogynistic things on television and win money. So that's my biggest issue with the challenge on MTV.
Okay. Well, yeah. Then I'm not gonna watch it either. Then Maggie. If that's the
Yeah.
case.
Well, I mean, you should watch it if you're into it. Like, and I haven't watched it in years, so maybe they've cut all those people out of the rotation. You know,
From what I hear, some of them come back. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. All right. Boy, I'm just reading the replies from Ian from the wiki. Really had like a bunch of responses. Seems that he loved the teenage dirtbag segment. Okay.
Oh, he did?
Yes, he did. Okay. All right. Let me take one more call here. Ethan sent me a reply and said, I have a comment. Please let me ask. Okay.
Okay.
All right, fine. Since you said please. Okay. All right. Let's bring on Ethan and then we'll start to wrap things up. Okay. All right. Here's Ethan. Okay. Ethan G is here with us. Okay. Ethan G. You have to unmute. And then.
Hello?
Yes. Ethan, how are you?
Perfect. How you doing, Rob?
You're
I'm doing really good.
Yes.
I'm a huge super fan of yours, just as much as Survivor. You mix them two together, and you make my day is happy.
Oh, thank you,
so
Ethan.
I got a lot of Survivor that I could talk about, but I can't thank you enough for what you do. But anyways, besides that,
Appreciate it. Thanks.
The three-way tribe. My thing with it be going on for 3 seasons now, what we can see is, how they vote people out. But wouldn't it make sense, like after this vote, to start voting out the stronger people, knowing that like a switch up or some sort of merge or something like that is coming along down the lines? Because they got 4 people out now, so like if they were to get 3 more people out, there could be a merge. So I feel like during this period of time, if they were to, like start voting out people who they feel like would be threats during the merge, then that'd be good. But this season in particular have that 2-way. I feel like that segment that they had going on with the challenge, where them tribes are helping together, I feel like that's going to play more into the story this season. Because why else would they show it?
Yeah, I
Seeing it
mean,
together. I don't know. I think it's a different. I feel like. Go ahead.
yeah, I was
'Cause
gonna.
I have a lot to say. I can go on and on. About it.
Yeah, I get it, Ethan. Well, you're excited about Survivor, and that's great. Maggie, I feel like even going back to the first season of Survivor, when Joel got voted out right before the merge, I do feel like that survivors traditionally have looked ahead to them before we get to the merge of who are the players that would be good to vote off before the merge, and let's start to take them out here.
Yeah, and I think it's honestly, Ethan, I do think it's early yet to do that. Like, I understand why they wouldn't want to do it quite yet, but I could see them in the next couple votes, like being like, okay, a merge is happening. Like, who cares? We don't need them anymore. Like, we can vote them out before we get to the merge, and then we don't have to worry about them winning individual immunity,
Definitely. And I mean, it depends on the cast too, because you can have, some people who are out there just for fame, and then other people who are out there for Survivor seems to do really good compared to like Big Brother and all that with the casting. I can give them props to that. But another thing that goes on with the challenge that you guys were talking about earlier, it's interesting how the challenge, CBS is trying to introduce these new programs like, the challenge, and then that reality show with the
So help me, Todd.
celebrities,
Yeah.
and all that. And it just doesn't make sense because like, that's like a waste of like time. These celebrities, in my opinion, like, for one, it's definitely, there's a lot more acting in that, but they're not out there for a real reason. Like people who are on Survivor, they're just there to represent. And I understand representation is a big thing and all that, but I feel like that still plays into more of like, look at me versus somebody who has a story to build like Survivor. And you look at these people in Survivor who had that are on like the challenge now. The challenge is now stealing our glory. And I feel like if CBS is going to sit here and try to make all these shows, these brand new shows, and put our cast in it, I feel like they should just do something more condensed. And if they could, because there's been.
What do you mean something more condensed?
Like there's been plenty of survivors who said instead of going out 39 days, go out for like a 2-week period, 14 days, work it in somewhere that way.
Yeah.
I feel like it would attract the audience more, because think about it. Look how well the challenge kept the audience after Big Brother was over.
I don't know, Ethan.
Because of
Ethan, I'm going to be honest, and now this is getting into like CBS programming, ideas, but I think that it's easier to watch people on a different show in a different format and get introduced to them that way than to jump in for new viewers of Survivor to watch these people who've played Survivor before who they've never heard of, like, do it again. I think that it's hard sometimes to jump in when a lot of people have backstory just for the generalized viewer. So I actually feel like the challenge was a really great way to introduce people to the different shows and the different people who are on the different shows. Because say you're a Survivor only watcher, so you wanted to see, Tyson and Sarah and Desi on the challenge, so you popped in to watch, and then you're like, oh, well, I really like these people on Big Brother, so I'm interested. Maybe I'll like what's going on this season. You know what I mean? I feel like programming wise that makes equal sense.
I will say, I think that the one thing that the idea that I think is kind of interesting, if you're going to do 26 days and that's going to be the new format for Survivor, I wonder if you could, like the challenge does, could you do like an all-stars on Paramount Plus where, okay, we're going to do a 26-day season, and maybe, I don't know if it needs to be 26 days, but could you do, some course, the new Survivor Second Chances too, and do that as a Paramount Plus. Maybe it's not even 26 days, and do something with returning players as like a season where the challenge airs seasons on MTV, they air seasons on Paramount Plus, and they air seasons on CBS.
Yeah.
So they're all over the place. All right. Ethan, what do you think about all that?
Oh no.
All right. Yeah, he's on mute. Okay. All right. Noah says he likes that idea.
No.
Yes.
No. I got it. Sorry. My phone cut out because I'm driving. I definitely see where you guys are coming from about it, but with that is, so if you see how Survivor's trying to introduce these new strategies in the game and they're trying to change the game up on that way, on top of having a shorter day list, a lot of the times, I mean, me specifically, I fell in love with Survivor because I fell in love with the connection that it brought me, not the forced connection, but seeing these people go on the island naturally,
Got
normally,
it.
you know, in a game, you know, if you were to do the shorter version, you could give it more play, you know, more room to see what works through that, and then introduce it, and not just the second chances, but you could also do play with it, like returning or first booted out, you know, last couple of people who were final three who didn't, you know, final two people, that's the second winner, sorry, my bad, the people who came in second place, those kind of things that they could introduce, and a more villainous or a more they can do anything with it in a more shortened version, like Big Brother Over the Top, like they do that over the winter, and they give us a, you know, it's a more shortened thing, but still, like, you look at Winners at War, a lot of the extended clips and all that audiences watched, you know, it kept us, and a lot of us fell in love with it.
Yeah.
So can you still hear me?
Yeah, we still hear you, Ethan. We love your enthusiasm and your passion for it. It would
One
be
more
great.
thing, and then
Yes.
I'll be out.
All right, real quick.
Sorry. One more thing. The only reason why I felt like the shot in the dark would have been used tonight was because during the commercial, and I don't know if Jeff always does this, but I did hear him say there would be an epic tribal council or something like that during one of the previews, like a minute before the show started back up. And I was like, what does that mean? Like, I felt like he was hinting at something special, but nothing really happened.
Nothing special.
So I was like, oh,
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Ethan.
Getting you pumped up for no reason.
Perfect.
All right. Thank you so much, Ethan.
Yeah, I'm excited just to speak to you, Rob. Sorry.
Nice to talk to you too. Okay. All right. Yeah, that Jeff did do a promo of like, yo, it's gonna be so exciting, and make sure you watch the Love. I don't think he knew what episode that promo was gonna go on. Yeah.
I mean, I think that it's just like, yeah, every day is an exciting tribal council. You know, you never know what can happen, even though and we didn't really, you know, a lot of people were fooled. I knew it was gonna be Lindsay though.
Yeah. Maggie, do you have a winner pick for Survivor 43?
Gosh, you know, not really. Carla, I think, has a really good shot.
It's a good one.
I really would love Owen to win. I love Owen. I would love to see Owen win.
Be fun.
Yeah, I think those are my two right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maggie, anything else about Survivor you want to talk about tonight?
I think we've covered it. An hour and 48 minutes in. I think that we've covered every thought in my brain about Survivor.
Some people said, oh, maybe there's not that much to talk about.
Always. I could always talk to you. And I could get on alone and talk for 2 hours.
Yes.
So.
All right. Well, this was a lot of fun. Okay. Maggie, last week, you and Jacob came back to talk about the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. And we're doing something I think that's very fun this season. What do you have coming up for the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City?
Yeah, so this season, Jacob and I are going to be covering month by month. So, because sometimes these Housewives episodes get a little fillery. So every single week coming on and talking, sometimes we sort of would run out of things to talk about 20 minutes into the podcast. And then you would just have to listen to me and Jacob talking about our days and our lives and things
That's
like
fine.
that.
That could be a whole different podcast.
Absolutely. But we are going to once a month in the month of October, we're going to do 2. So we did one last week, and then we're going to check in again at the end of October, and then going through the rest of the season once a month, we're going to get together. We're going to talk about what's going on in the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. We're of course going to talk about our lives. We're going to talk about what's going on. I'll flirt with Jacob. Jacob will mispronounce words, you know, everything that you've come to know and love from the Real Housewives podcast with us. And yeah, come check us out. You know, even if you don't listen to, or even if you don't watch the show, you can come and we'll catch you up on everything.
Okay. Well, that should be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to seeing how it all works out because I think that's a fun idea to cover the show in that format. So if you missed the first one, check it out and be on the lookout for the next one coming up at the end of the month. I've got a lot coming up for you this weekend. We'll have a new episode of Rob and Akiva Need a Podcast. The fall TV preview that I mentioned earlier is going to be up. Chappelle and I will be covering a new spooky movie on Netflix this weekend. Look for that. And then on Monday night, I'll be back with the Mole Patrol. Maggie, have you watched any of The Mole yet?
I have not. I watched the original series,
Yes.
but I have not watched the new series
It's
yet.
fun. There are a
I will.
lot of fun characters on The Mole.
Okay. I'm in.
Okay. All right.
That's all you gotta
That's
tell
my
me,
appeal
Rob.
to you. Yes.
Mhm.
All right. So check that out. And I'll be back to talk about week number 2 of The Mole. And we'll be doing that live on Monday night. So be on the lookout for that. Check out everything else we have going on in our Survivor podcast feed. Thanks to everybody who joined us here live and all the callers. Take care, everybody. Have a good one.